Ah, Pokemon. What a wonderful series focusing on catching as many unique monsters as possible in a quest to try and become a master of them all. I think one of the aspects Pokemon always excels in is the design of its monsters. Sure, not all of them are going to be hits, and there will forever be a debate on what should be a Pokemon. Spoiler, anything could be a Pokemon. The lack of design philosophy when it comes to that is what makes the series so interesting, for the fact they don't need to hold themselves back. It doesn't take away from the fact that Pokemon are inherently terrifying creatures. So many people, when asked what video game world they'd love to be in, usually say the world of Pokemon, because who hasn't wanted that at least once when growing up as a fan? Well, truth be told, it'd actually be one of the worst places to be, because Pokemon are dangerous, sometimes on a world leveling scale, but at the end of the day, that's neither here nor there, because who cares, honestly? Pokemon are awesome. Their often mythical level of power is so cool. Like, this is my rock with a face that can breathe fire. What's your argument? And you know, despite the previously stated terrifying nature of some of them, others are just the sweetest things you could ever imagine. Amongst the scary, there is the cute, and that's not to say some of the stronger Pokemon can't be cute or lovable in their own right. Like, look at Garchomp here, the infamous land shot that caused so many kids nightmares back in the day thanks to a certain girl boss, and it's just wholesome. And you know, I've been thinking lately about the cutest Pokemon out there and which one it is exactly. Of course, I have a definitive no arguments answer for that, but for the sake of a slightly more interesting conversation, I think it'd be fun to take a look at a few that are widely considered cute and some that are maybe less popular in that regard. And speaking of popularity, you can't mention Pokemon without Pikachu creeping into your mind. Yeah, it wouldn't be a hot take to say Pikachu is a cute Pokemon. It's like a furry little electric rat thing. What's not to love by that itself? But the sentiment is also thanks to the treatment it's gotten over the years, whether it's in the games or in the anime. Not to mention its early anime season treatment where it wants nothing to do with anything, a behaviour I know people, including myself, find cute in a unique way. It's kinda no wonder it's the series mascot. Its baseline cuteness having a far-reaching appeal, quirky but grounded enough for anyone to fall in love with. On the topic of mascots actually, how about Eevee? Granted, Eevee's not on the same level as Pikachu in terms of series mascot, but I'd argue it has just the same amount of appeal thanks to two things. The most relevant here obviously being how cute it is, thanks to its seemingly eternal little happy face. Its design that is an adorable amalgamation of fox, cubs, rabbits and cats, and its unique method of evolution, allowing you to choose what it can evolve into through different methods, creates a very easy baseline appeal because freedom of choice is king when it actually exists. To be honest, an argument can be made for maybe all the Eevee evolutions being cute, and you know what? Yeah, I agree. If I were to choose a favourite based on cuteness appeal alone, I'd have to pick Sylveon. There's something about its expressions and majestic design that really blend well for me to get my heart to melt. Now please make more Eevee evolutions, Game Freak. I really want a Dragon type one. I've got 2 out of my 3 favourite types as Eevee evolutions, so just give me that third. Yearning for things that aren't likely to happen aside, how about some others? A few easy candidates that come to mind, for me anyway, include the likes of Togepi, Ferret, Shinx and Shaman. Togepi, for the fact that it's the definition of a baby Pokemon, heck, it's still in the egg it's hatched from, though its egg is strangely a different colour to how eggs usually appear in Pokemon. How does that work? Anyway. Then there's Ferret, because it's not only a long, very fuzzy boy, and Thorpal's minion losing his mind over Ferret back in the day lives rent-free in my head.
Oh, what a cute little ferret. This is so cute, little fuzzy one.
But also because of the Ferret walk that was trending a few years ago. Look at his little legs go! Oh my god! Third, there's Shinx, because it is a baby. And fourth, Shaman, because it is a tiny little flower hedgehog that has easily the cutest battle cry in Pokemon game history. I melt into a heap on the floor every time I hear it. I'm gonna kill him right this second, in fact. A few other notable Pokemon when it comes to general cuteness would be ones like Pichu, Clefairy, Mareep, and you can also throw Wooloo and Yamper in there too. Oh, and of course Mew as well. Its design may be a little weird, but its inherently childlike, playful nature and the icy heart-melting noises it makes means Mew is a sweetie. A few other Pokemon can be considered cute in a sort of out there kind of way, like Slowpoke, Omanyte, Hoppip, or I guess even Turtwig. And what kind of Pokemon fan would I be if I didn't at least mention Mudkip? That one clip from the anime of the Mudkip talking to each other is just, it's beautiful. This is where the Pokemon anime peaked. All of these Pokemon mentioned so far are from older generations at this point. Generation 4 is 18 years old at the time of this video. I'm going to crumble to dust. And you may be wondering about more recent ones. Well, don't worry, there's still plenty of them. Take Pokemon like Deerling, a little deer that changes forms based on the season, a gimmick that has long since been dropped sadly. Emolga, the Generation 5 equivalent of the Pikachu clone. Joltik, a Pokemon that I didn't used to be so fond of until I saw it in Pokemon 2.
Into the warehouse. What the? Oh my god, it's a Joltik!
You look at me and tell me that isn't cute, and I would just assume you don't have a heart. On the topic of Pokemon, actually, have you seen what Bidoof looks like in the first one? Well, now you have. Look at the little guy, it's so cute! Into Generation 6, there's Pokemon like Esper. I'll admit, I think Esper's cute based on its hollow stare alone. Some people might find it a little unsettling, and I would honestly understand that. I mean, look at it, 1,000-yard stare be damned, but it can have its moments. There's also Helioptile, a Pokemon and line I don't have a lot of thoughts for, but its big eyes combined with its long ear things make it kind of cute. To speed things up here slightly instead of addressing them one by one, I really like Pokemon like Cutiefly. I think Clobbopus is cute in a weird kind of way, and what more is there to say about Snom? You have eyes, right? Definition of a creature. The most recent example I can think of a Pokemon being cute is Ogerpon. I think it's cute in a sort of joyously whimsy way. I mean, just look at that face, you can't help but smile with its bright eyes and little fangs. Ogerpon's just another little guy, a mischievous little guy at that. But you know, this is all fine and good. Despite how subtle my thumbnail might be, and the fact that I haven't mentioned the Pokemon yet, leaving you guessing, you might be wondering what I think is the cutest Pokemon of all time. The absolute uncontested cutie patootie amongst all cutie pies. It's this, the creature of all time. It's Vampy. The tiny little blue elephant with the cutest snout in history and the beadiest eyes of all beady eyes and tiny footsies and fun-sized tail and battle cry that could end any war before you even hear it. I love it. I need one. I will give it anything it desires. I will die for it. The tootsiest of wootsies, the babiest of baboos, the uncontested cutie pie of cutie pies. I love you, Vampy.